To start an electrical company in Illinois, you will need to address several key requirements. Firstly, licensing and registration are essential. You must obtain a master electrician or electrical contractor license from the Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulation, or IDFR. Register your business with the Illinois Secretary of State. Secondly, securing adequate insurance is crucial. This typically includes commercial general liability insurance, workers' compensation insurance, and errors and omissions insurance, also known as professional liability insurance. Thirdly, proper business formation is necessary. Choose a business structure such as a limited liability company, or LLC, or sole proprietorship and registers accordingly. Obtain an employer identification number, or IN, from the Internal Revenue Service, or IRS. Fourthly, funding and permits may be required for specific projects or in certain municipalities, so it's important to investigate these needs on a case-by-case basis. Fifthly, consider joining an industry association like the National Electrical Contractors Association, or NECA, for support and resources. While specific forms and price lists vary, templates and resources can be found at the Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulation Licensing Forms website. The National Electrical Contractors Association Forms and Contracts website is another great resource. Also, consult the Chicago Building Code for local requirements. Additional tips include networking with builders, contractors, and other professionals in the industry to build connections and find opportunities. Develop a comprehensive marketing plan to promote your services and attract clients. Establish a clear pricing structure and policies to maintain transparency and profitability. Ensure strict compliance with all safety regulations and industry standards to protect your employees and clients. Seek legal advice if needed during the setup process to navigate complex legal requirements. Remember that launching a business requires time, effort, and commitment. Thoroughly research and prepare before launching your electrical company to increase your chances of success. Electrical work involves dealing with electrical systems, which can be dangerous if not handled properly. Therefore, safety should always be a top priority. Here's a breakdown of essential safety practices for electrical contractors. Firstly, proper training is essential. Ensure that all employees are adequately trained and certified in electrical safety practices. Provide ongoing training to keep them updated on the latest regulations and procedures. Secondly, use personal protective equipment, or PPE. Always wear appropriate PPE, including safety glasses, gloves, and insulated footwear when working with electricity. Use arc flash protective clothing when working on energized equipment. Thirdly, implement lockout-tagout procedures. Before working on any electrical equipment, de-energize it and use lockout-tagout procedures to prevent accidental energization. Verify that the equipment is de-energized using a voltage tester. Fourthly, conduct regular inspections. Regularly inspect tools and equipment for damage or wear. Replace or repair any damaged items immediately. Fifthly, maintain a safe work environment. Keep work areas clean and free of clutter. Use barriers and signage to protect workers and the public from hazards. Sixthly, follow the National Electrical Code, or NEC. Adhere to all applicable requirements of the National Electrical Code, or NEC, and local electrical codes. Seventhly, use the right tools for the job. Use only approved and properly insulated tools for electrical work. Avoid using tools that are not designed for the task. Eighthly, avoid working in wet conditions. Never work on electrical equipment in wet or damp conditions unless absolutely necessary. If you must work in wet conditions, use appropriate waterproofing measures. Ninthly, be aware of overhead power lines. Maintain a safe distance from overhead power lines when working near them. Use spotters to ensure that equipment does not come into contact with power lines. Tenthly, plan your work carefully. Before starting any electrical work, carefully plan the job and identify potential hazards. Develop a written safety plan and communicate it to all workers. 11thly, use ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs. Use ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, in wet or damp locations and when working with portable tools. 12thly, provide first aid and emergency response training. Ensure that all employees are trained in first aid and emergency response procedures. Keep a well-stocked first aid kit on site. 13thly, report all incidents. Report all accidents, injuries, and near misses immediately. Investigate incidents to identify their causes and prevent future occurrences. 14thly, stay updated on safety regulations. Stay informed about changes to safety regulations and best practices. Participate in continuing education courses and seminars. 15thly, promote a culture of safety. Create a workplace culture that prioritizes safety above all else. Encourage workers to speak up about safety concerns. By following these safety practices, electrical contractors can minimize the risk of accidents and injuries and create a safer work environment for themselves and their employees. In addition to the general safety practices, specific considerations are needed for new construction and residential work. In new construction, temporary power is often required. Ensure that temporary power systems are properly installed and grounded. Use ground fault circuit interrupters or GFCIs for all temporary circuits. Coordinate electrical work with other trades to avoid conflicts and ensure that installations are done safely and correctly. In residential work, be aware of potential hazards such as asbestos and lead paint. Take precautions to protect yourself and your clients from these hazards. When working in older homes, be especially careful when working with existing wiring, as it may be outdated or damaged. Always disconnect power before working on any electrical circuits. Verify that the power is off using a voltage tester. When installing new wiring, follow all applicable codes and standards. Use properly sized conductors and circuit breakers. Install smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors as required by code. Educate homeowners about electrical safety and the proper use of electrical equipment. Provide them with information on how to identify and address electrical hazards. By paying attention to these specific considerations, electrical contractors can ensure that their work is done safely and correctly in both new construction and residential settings. Electrical contractors also need to be familiar with relevant codes and standards. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, is the primary standard for electrical installations in the United States. The NEC is updated every 3 years, so it's important to stay current with the latest edition. The NEC covers a wide range of topics, including wiring methods, overcurrent protection, grounding, and equipment installation. In addition to the NEC, local electrical codes may also apply. These codes may be more stringent than the NEC in some cases. It's important to be familiar with the local codes in the areas where you work. Other relevant standards include those published by organizations such as the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, Underwriters Laboratories, or UL, and the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, or IEE. These standards cover a wide range of topics related to electrical safety and performance. To stay up to date on codes and standards, attend continuing education courses and seminars. Subscribe to industry publications and websites. Participate in professional organizations. By staying informed about codes and standards, electrical contractors can ensure that their work is done safely and correctly and that they are in compliance with all applicable regulations. In addition to technical knowledge and skills, successful electrical contractors also need strong business management skills. This includes skills in areas such as finance, marketing, and customer service. To manage finances effectively, develop a budget and track expenses carefully. Use accounting software to manage invoices, payments, and financial reports. Understand basic financial statements such as the income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow statement. Manage cash flow effectively to ensure that you have enough money to meet your obligations. To market your services effectively, develop a marketing plan that includes both online and offline strategies. Create a website and use social media to promote your business. Network with other businesses and professionals in the industry. Use advertising and public relations to reach potential customers. To provide excellent customer service, respond promptly to customer inquiries and complaints. Be professional and courteous in all interactions with customers. Provide clear and accurate information about your services and pricing. Stand behind your work and resolve any issues quickly and fairly. By developing strong business management skills, electrical contractors can increase their chances of success and build a thriving business. Starting an electrical company involves several costs. These costs can vary depending on the location, the size of the company, and the type of work that you do. Some of the most common costs include licensing and registration fees, insurance premiums, equipment and tools, vehicle expenses, office space, marketing and advertising, employee wages, and professional services. Licensing and registration fees vary depending on the state and locality. Insurance premiums can be a significant expense, especially for workers' compensation and liability insurance. The cost of equipment and tools can range from a few $1,000s to tens of thousands of dollars, depending on the type of work that you do. Vehicle expenses include fuel, maintenance, and insurance. Office space can be expensive, especially in urban areas. Marketing and advertising costs can vary depending on the strategies that you use. Employee wages are a major expense, especially if you have multiple employees. Professional services such as accounting and legal fees can also add to your costs. To estimate the costs of starting an electrical company, research the costs in your area. Develop a detailed budget that includes all of your anticipated expenses. Obtain quotes from multiple insurance companies and suppliers. Consider leasing equipment and vehicles instead of buying them outright. Minimize your overhead costs by working from home or a shared office space. Use free or low-cost marketing strategies such as social media and networking. By carefully managing your costs, you can increase your chances of success. The electrical contractors often need to obtain permits for their work. Permits are required to ensure that electrical installations are done safely and in compliance with codes and standards. The specific types of permits that are required vary depending on the location and the type of work that is being done. Common types of permits include building permits, electrical permits, and mechanical permits. To obtain a permit, you typically need to submit an application to the local building department. The application will need to include information about the scope of the work, the location of the work, and the name of the licensed electrical contractor. You may also need to submit drawings and specifications. The building department will review the application and may conduct an inspection of the work. If the work is approved, the building department will issue a permit. It's important to obtain all necessary permits before starting any electrical work. Working without a permit can result in fines and other penalties. It can also create safety hazards. To ensure that you obtain all necessary permits, contact the local building department and ask about the permit requirements for your project. Provide them with detailed information about the work that you plan to do. Follow their instructions carefully. By obtaining all necessary permits, you can ensure that your work is done safely and in compliance with codes and standards. Electrical contractors need to understand electrical theory to perform their work safely and effectively. Electrical theory is the study of how electricity works. It covers topics such as voltage, current, resistance, power, and magnetism. Voltage is the electrical potential difference between 2 points. It is measured in volts. Current is the flow of electrical charge. It is measured in amps. Resistance is the opposition to the flow of electrical current. It is measured in ohms. Power is the rate at which electrical energy is transferred. It is measured in watts. Magnetism is a force that is created by moving electrical charges. To understand electrical theory, learn the basic electrical units and their relationships. Understand Ohm's law, which states that voltage is equal to current times resistance, or volts equals amps times ohms. Understand Kirchhoff's laws, which describe how current and voltage behave in electrical circuits. Understand the principles of magnetism and electromagnetism. To apply electrical theory, use electrical testing equipment to measure voltage, current, and resistance. Analyze electrical circuits to troubleshoot problems. Design electrical systems that meet the needs of your customers. By understanding electrical theory, electrical contractors can perform their work safely and effectively and provide high-quality service to their customers. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, is a comprehensive set of standards for electrical installations in the United States. It is published by the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA. The NEC is updated every 3 years, so it's important to stay current with the latest edition. The NEC covers a wide range of topics, including wiring methods, overcurrent protection, grounding, and equipment installation. It is organized into chapters, articles, and sections. Each section contains specific requirements for electrical installations. To use the NEC effectively, purchase a copy of the latest edition of the NEC. Familiarize yourself with the organization of the NEC. Use the index to find the specific requirements that apply to your project. Read the NEC carefully and understand the requirements. Follow the NEC requirements when installing electrical systems. To stay current with the NEC, attend continuing education courses and seminars. Subscribe to industry publications and websites. Participate in professional organizations. By using the NEC effectively, electrical contractors can ensure that their work is done safely and in compliance with codes and standards. Electrical contractors use a variety of tools and equipment to perform their work. These tools and equipment range from simple hand tools to sophisticated testing devices. Some of the most common tools and equipment include pliers, screwdrivers, wire strippers, voltage testers, multimeters, cable benders, and conduit benders. Pliers are used for gripping, cutting, and bending wires. Screwdrivers are used for tightening and loosening screws. Wire strippers are used for removing insulation from wires. Voltage testers are used for verifying that electrical circuits are de-energized. Multimeters are used for measuring voltage, current, and resistance. Cable benders are used for bending electrical cables. Conduit benders are used for bending electrical conduit. To use tools and equipment safely, inspect tools and equipment before each use. Use the right tool for the job. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE, such as safety glasses and gloves. Follow the manufacturer's instructions for using tools and equipment. Maintain tools and equipment in good condition. To select the right tools and equipment, consider the type of work that you will be doing. Consider the size and weight of the tools and equipment. Consider the quality and durability of the tools and equipment. Consider the price of the tools and equipment. By using the right tools and equipment safely, electrical contractors can perform their work efficiently and effectively. When starting an electrical company, it's important to establish a clear pricing structure. Your pricing structure should be fair to your customers and profitable for your business. There are several factors to consider when developing your pricing structure, including your costs, your competition, and the value that you provide to your customers. To determine your costs, track all of your expenses, including labor, materials, overhead, and insurance. Calculate your break-even point, which is the point at which your revenue equals your expenses. To assess your competition, research the prices that other electrical contractors in your area are charging. Identify your competitive advantages, such as your experience, expertise, or customer service. To determine the value that you provide to your customers, consider the benefits that your customers receive from your services, such as safety, reliability, and convenience. Offer different pricing options to meet the needs of different customers. Communicate your pricing structure clearly to your customers. Be transparent about your costs and fees. Provide written estimates before starting any work. There are several different pricing methods that you can use, including cost-plus pricing, value-based pricing, and competitive pricing. Cost-plus pricing involves adding a markup to your cost to determine your price. Value-based pricing involves setting your price based on the value that you provide to your customers. Competitive pricing involves setting your price based on the prices that your competitors are charging. By establishing a clear pricing structure, you can attract customers, generate profits, and build a successful electrical company. In the electrical industry, networking is essential for building relationships, finding new business opportunities, and staying up to date on the latest trends and technologies. Networking involves building connections with other professionals in the industry, such as contractors, suppliers, engineers, and inspectors. To network effectively, attend industry events such as trade shows, conferences, and workshops. Join professional organizations such as the National Electrical Contractors Association, or NECA, and the Independent Electrical Contractors, or IC. Participate in online forums and social media groups. Volunteer for industry-related activities. Make a point of meeting new people and exchanging contact information. Follow up with people you meet and stay in touch. Build relationships by providing value to others. Share your knowledge and expertise. Offer help and support. By networking effectively, you can expand your network, build relationships, and create new opportunities for your business. When starting an electrical company, it's important to develop a marketing plan to attract customers and grow your business. Your marketing plan should include both online and offline strategies. Online marketing strategies include creating a website, using social media, and using search engine optimization, or SEO. Your website should be professional looking and easy to navigate. It should include information about your services, your experience, and your contact information. Use social media to connect with potential customers and share information about your business. Use search engine optimization, or SEO, to improve your website's ranking in search results. Offline marketing strategies include advertising in local newspapers and magazines, attending trade shows and events, and networking with other businesses. Advertise your services in local newspapers and magazines. Attend trade shows and events to meet potential customers and showcase your work. Network with other businesses to generate referrals. Track your marketing efforts to see what's working and what's not. Adjust your marketing plan as needed. By developing a marketing plan, you can attract customers, generate leads, and grow your business. When starting an electrical company, it's essential to comply with all safety regulations and industry standards. This includes following the National Electrical Code, or NEC, and any applicable local codes. It also includes implementing safety procedures and training your employees in safety practices. To comply with safety regulations, stay up to date on the latest codes and standards. Attend safety training courses. Provide your employees with safety equipment such as hard hats, safety glasses, and gloves. Implement lockout-tagout procedures to prevent accidental energization of electrical equipment. Conduct regular safety inspections to identify and correct hazards. Investigate all accidents and incidents to identify their causes and prevent future occurrences. By complying with safety regulations, you can protect your employees, your customers, and your business. Electrical contractors need to stay up to date on the latest technology and trends in the industry to remain competitive and provide the best possible service to their customers. This includes staying informed about new products, new installation methods, and new energy-efficient technologies. To stay up to date on technology and trends, attend industry conferences and trade shows. Read industry publications and websites. Take continuing education courses. Network with other professionals in the industry. Experiment with new technologies and methods. By staying up to date on technology and trends, electrical contractors can improve their skills, increase their efficiency, and provide their customers with the latest and greatest solutions. Starting an electrical company can be challenging, but it can also be very rewarding. By following the steps outlined in this guide, you can increase your chances of success. Remember to obtain the necessary licenses and insurance, develop a business plan, establish a pricing structure, and comply with safety regulations. Stay up to date on technology and trends, and network with other professionals in the industry. With hard work and dedication, you can build a thriving electrical company.